Hello, this is Shamim from SS Softech Institute. So as you know that we are already discussed about the 3 tutorial of Django. So this is the 4th tutorial of Django and we are discussing about the Django documentation. So let's get started. We're back again and this is the second sections of Django documentations that we are going to talk about. So go to the Google and open the Django documentations. As you know that we go through the overview sections and try to understand the overall things what actually have in the Django documentations. So today we're going to talk about requests and responses. So let's start what they have in these sections. Part 1. So click and open the new tab. This is the request and responses. So this is the first Django app we're gonna start today probably. So Django installs, we have already talked about and installed our Django in our project. So as you know that, and we have already seen our Django version, so don't need that now. So scroll down and yeah, this is the creating a project. Yeah, as you know that we have already created our project. This is a project, my first project. The name of the project, my first project. Under the first project, we have seen some Python functions. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that functions. No, don't worry. So after finishing the project, this project name is my site. Our project name is my first project. So this is simple. So scroll down and yeah, after finishing the project and we have seen some Py functions. This is manage.py and under the my first project, open this PyCharm and you have seen that under the my first project you have seen init py file, asgi py file, settings.py, urls.py, wsgi.py and a manage.py, and you have seen a database SQLite. So this py file it includes when you're going to start your project. Under the project name you have got this py file. So try to some files informations like this is my site and our site is my first project. So this is a root directory. As you know that this name has included the root directory, so you have already known about that. Manage.py file, and yeah, we have already discussed about the manage.py file and how and why manage.py file works. So yeah, init.py. So this is important. Probably many of you don't know why init.py file is included into this into our project. What is the reason behind that? Yes, we have some reason and it is important. So let's try to read this init.py file more. So open a new tab and go, and yes, here is the package. So why package is important and why you're going to install your package into your project, we're going to discuss about that later. But now I am go through the init.py file. So init.py files are required to make Python treat directories containing the file as a package, mind it, unless using a namespace package. Relatively advanced feature. So this prevents directories with a common name such as string from unintentionally hiding valid modules that occur later on the module search path. In the simplest case, that means simpler way, init.py file can just be an empty file, but it can also execute initialization code for the package or set all variable described later. So this is very simple. Init is an empty file and this package when you're going to install in your project, this file basically help you when you unintentionally mistake something like that is strings or hiding your valid module something. This init file can help you in that particular time. That's why you have to need to install, or that's why this init.py file and init.py package install automatically in your project. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the settings.py. Yes, when you're going to start your project, you probably send that settings.py. So here is the settings.py, and scroll up. So from pathlib import path. So here you have to connect your path properly. So build paths inside the project like this base dir. So inside this project you build your path. So yeah, we are gonna write this path later, don't worry. Then debug allowed host and installed app. Probably we're gonna make our first app first app in some time, after some time. So these app basically need to install these apps, because probably you're going to start your app like login app. So when you're going to start your app login app, these app install this project, my first project. So here you probably write your app like login. So this is your installed app. So after writing this name, these app automatically install there. So this is settings.py. So this is a very important file, and you're gonna frequently visit this py file, because this is it needs. So scroll down and watch this. So yeah, you have seen a lot of functions and a lot of things there. We are going to talk about that later, don't worry. Now, so urls.py. Yeah, let's open a urls.py file. This is a urls click, and this is a urls.py file. Okay, so import. So probably here import admin and path and URL patterns, write some path. So basically when you have to build your functions in views.py, you probably don't watch the, or don't see the views.py, because views.py has made when you're going to start your app like login app. Here you have seen that views.py. Okay, so this views.py py file, you add these URL patterns. So this is url.py, because when you're gonna search any informations in your website, probably this URL pattern help you to find that. That's why urls.py is important. So yeah, we are going to talk about that urls.py later properly, so don't worry. And again, asgi.py, an entry point for ASGI compatible web servers to serve your project, and WSGI, that means web server to serve your project, entry point for. So yeah, this two py file we are not using frequently, but yeah, it needs. So when you are going to use that, we're going to talk about that, don't worry. So development server. Now, so after creating our project, then we're going to start our server, Python manage.py run server. So probably we have already seen how start our project, how run our server, and we are going to talk about the server port as well. So let's again our project. Okay, so Python manage.py run server. So we start our project, press enter, and yeah, this is our server. Click, and yeah, successfully our server worked. So this is the server that we open now. So yeah, we have already talked about run server and port. So if we want to change our port, yeah, we can do that, don't worry. So now creating the Pulse app. Now we're gonna create our app basically that shows the website. So first probably we're gonna start our login app, because just I want to show you how app will create. So Python manage.py, start app, and naming the app name. So let's watch these things like Control C, close the server, and start your app like Python manage.py start app, and our app name is log in. So press enter, and yeah, you watch your app name. This is a login, yeah, and you have seen that under the login app you have seen views.py file, models.py file, and test.py file, init.py file, and admin.py file. So this is our app. We have started our first app. This is login app. So yeah, we do that. So how probably where we already start learning how Django works and how you can learn that properly. So after this is the polls, this is the name of polls of Django documentations app, but my app name is login app. Okay, and under the login app we have seen some functions, seen some py file like admin.py, apps.py, models.py, test.py, views.py. So then under the login app we have seen the views.py file. So let's open the views.py file. Okay, go and click. This is a views.py file. So go to the documentations and watch this views.py, and you response your HTTP response first. So import HTTP response and try to write something in your functions like define a functions index. Okay, no problem. So go to the Python file and from Django and http import http response. Okay, so after importing that, now we're gonna define a functions like define a functions index. Okay, and inside the functions we write our request, because we send a request, and return our function. So return HTTP response, and something you're gonna return like hello world. Okay, so we write our first views. This is hello world. So now go to the documentations. Yeah, so they write something like that. This is the simplest views possible in Django. To call the view, we need to map it to a URL, and for this we need a URL configuration. So if you want to show your hello world text into your web, you need to connect to the urls.py. So to create URLs, configure URLs, the post directory, and create the file called urls.py. So this is a urls.py file. So go to the urls.py file. Okay, under my first project you have seen the urls.py file. Yes, this is a urls.py file. And again go to the documentations and you have seen something like that. import views. So this is instance. Okay, so why object oriented programming you should understand and you need to understand, because now you have seen that we import views.py to the urls.py. That means when whatever the informations stored to the views.py, these informations we also stored to the urls.py. So probably we don't need the all informations, probably we need one kind of informations. We just call the informations, and that informations will be available in the urls.py files also. So that's why this concept includes the object-oriented programming. So you should understand the object-oriented programming properly before starting the Django. Okay, so Django, so import views from dot import views. Okay, probably. Okay, so we import our views file, views.py file to the urls.py. Okay, done. So URL patterns, probably we're gonna write these first patterns there. Okay, Control C and Control V. Yes, views.index, because we have defined a function, index function, and views.index function and name index. This is a path, URL's path, just I make. Okay, so and views file is alive when we are going to store our views.py file into the URLs patterns. Go to the URL documentations as well again, and here you have seen another file like from Django URLs import include and paths. So you need to import includes. That means okay, try to read the include functions, what they read. Include functions allows referencing other URL configurations. Whenever Django encounters include functions, it chops off whatever the part of the URL matched up to that point and sends the remaining string to the included URL configuration for further processing. So the ideal behind include is to make it easy to plug and play URLs, since polls are in their own URL configuration. So they can be placed under polls or our app name is login, or under fun polls, or under content polls, or any other path route, and app will still work. So that means that's why you're going to add your include, because under the path, whatever the informations you have that still work, when you are going to include, you're going to add the include in when you're going to include functions from the urls .py. Okay, so let's add include. Okay, so this is include polls.urls. Okay, so probably we have learned something in urls.py also. So today we have already gone through the first part of the tutorial, request and responses. So this is very important, and probably we have already seen that how views.py, how start our project, and urls.py works, and how we are going to connect each other properly. So this is very simplest way. So this is the sections of Django documentations. Probably when we are gonna start our next sections and next sections, we have to, or we must learn a lot how views.py works, urls.py, and install this app properly, and show your informations to the web server. This is important. Probably settings.py, we're not adding our app, so this is the installed app, and there we just add our login app. This is important. Okay, now it works. So this is the for the video of documentations part 1 tutorial. Then we going to talk about the part 2 and part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. So after finishing the documentations, understand, probably you don't understand the whole thing when you're gonna study or read or go through the documentations, but when we start our actual when we start our actual tutorial, then this documentation helps you a lot how to actually works the web template and website as well. So that's why I first started documentations, and probably we are gonna make a lot. I am gonna make a lot of videos only document on the basics of documentations. So I know that documentations is very important. So after finishing the documentations, then we are gonna talk about our other sections. Yes, we will talk about settings.py, urls.py, views.py separately, and because it has a lot of informations that you should know and should understand. But now you just introduced to the views.py, urls.py, settings.py and server, startup, whatever. That basically important to understand the later when we describe elaborately each and everything. So thank you very much today. Our 4th tutorial is done. Next we will back again. Bye bye.